Dallas has just been on a tear. I believe we can attribute that to Jason Robertson. Also, Jake Ottinger, who's really stepped in.
Yeah, so we can compare a rookie QB to a toddler. Hayward's absence for this game will be significant, and I wouldn't be surprised if this game turns into a blowout as of late.
The Golden Knights just can't pull it. I really think the Avalanche are determined this year.
They made so many moves and grabbed so many guys that they have to win a championship or at least make the finals. They were on our championship and bust.
The same self, the only year he won an MVP was the year he cheated, which really should put something against that MVP. But
yeah, and as a Cowboys fan, I have learned how dangerously good Aaron Rodgers has been with he can just thread a pass.
Hello, I am Ruby Ackerman, and you are listening to Outsider's Opinion with Kevin and Austin.
What's up, y'all? Welcome to our NHL Opinions of the Week. We're going to be covering the Wildcard race, but only in the Eastern Conference, going 7 through 14. I'm Kevin, and I am joined by the man that just finished his retreat campaign called Betting on Yourself is Worth the Price of Admission, Austin.
You get more unique with these every time, Kevin. I appreciate it, but obviously the Bruins aren't going to be here in this one, but in this video, but it's still good. I'm happy. The being 93 points, which is 9 more than any team in the East or any team in the league for that matter. 9 more points, 93 to 84. But this is just wild card, and the reason why we're doing the top 6 and bottom 2 excluded. Top 6 are 8 points ahead of any other team in the wild card, and the bottom 2 are really, really far away. So for our to be considered for this, you have to be above 55 points and below 70 points. So that excludes the teams that we mentioned will be excluded. But this goes Islanders, Detroit, Florida, Pittsburgh, Buffalo, Washington, Ottawa, Philly. All those teams have consideration. And to kind of explain it better, in, you get a point. Out, you get a point. If they're out or in, you get a point. Maybe you get no point. It saves you from losing, but a point, but you don't get one. And if you're out, if you're wrong about an out or an in, you lose a point. So you want to use those. And we made something like there has to be at least 4 or 5 that you say in or out on, so that it's not just not interesting. But Kevin, do you want to start?
Yeah, and before we start, I kind of want to talk about some of the trades. You were talking about the Bruins. They also made a huge trade with the Capitals, who are on this list. Got some quality defensemen. Gave up a couple of picks, and then you also have the Maple Leafs traded for Ryan O'Reilly, and the New York Rangers traded for Tarasenko. So the top of the East really loading up. I'm very curious on what the other teams do in this list and how that affects our standings and our predictions. But yeah, I'll go first. I'm going to start with the Flyers. I'm going to say they're out.
I agree. I have Flyers is out. They just have struggled. I don't believe they have the wherewithal to come back. Now, there's only 8 points out of a playoff spot, which Detroit currently holds as the second wild card, but I think that's too big of a gap, and Detroit's been winning a lot, so I agree, out.
Yeah, so do you want to do the Senators or do I go?
I'll go Senators. I also have them out. While they have had a good stretch right now, I don't think they, again, have enough firepower. Claude Giroux has been playing well. Same thing with Chuck, but I don't think they have enough.
I agree. I have them out. I was close, but because they've only played 56 games and they're not too far out, but I just think they're young and they're not really going to make it. So now we'll go on to the Capitals. I'm going to start it off risky. I have the Capitals out.
I agree.
Oh, okay.
After this big trade where they traded Dmitry Orlov and Gareth Hathaway to the Bruins, I don't think they're committed to winning, and they've lost 6 straight. I don't believe in them.
Yeah, I know they got Craig Smith back, the center, But I losing the defenseman, I'm not sure if that's going to help you. It seemed kind of like as the future move because I know they got a lot of picks back. So, yeah, I have them out as well, which now goes to the Buffalo Sabres.
This is risky. I have the Sabres is in. I believe in the Sabres. I think the Sabres are a very good team. They're plus 12 in goal differential. They have only played 56 games. That puts their point percentage at 554. If it was based on point percentage, they would be in the playoffs right now. Them and Detroit. So I believe in them, and I think Tage Thompson and crew will make it.
Yeah, this one's tough. I'm not really sure. So I'm going to put them as a maybe.
Okay.
Buffalo Sabres. Now we'll go on to the Pittsburgh Penguins. This one's also tough. I'm going to have them as a maybe as well.
I have Pittsburgh as a maybe. They've struggled recently, but I don't trust necessarily that they can stay healthy. Injury proneness has kind of been their problem, and I don't necessarily know whether or not they're going to be able to stay healthy enough to be contenders. Also, don't necessarily fully trust their goaltending, so we'll have to see. But I also have them as maybe.
So now we go to the Florida Panthers, and I'm going to have them as in.
Wow, okay. So we both have one in. The Florida Panthers are a team that I have as maybe. They're very up and down. A goal differential of -1. Their road record is horrible. And for Buffalo, their home record is worse. And I seem to like it when their home record is worse. And because it means that they can play well on the road and down the stretch in hard games, I trust them. But it's not the case with Florida.
Yeah, that's very true. So now we go to the Red Wings.
Red Wings I also have as maybe. This is a young team, and they could fall out, but they have good goaltending. I trust their defense. It's just can they stay healthy and play good hockey? Because, again, a young team, they have a -2 goal differential. They've been on a hot stretch, 7-3 in their last 10, but I don't know if they're – I still don't trust.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I wasn't sure. Yeah, I'm not really sure. I could have missed, couldn't have out, so that's why I'm gonna go with a solid maybe. Playing a little bit safe, but I think I'm gonna go risky here. I'm gonna say the Islanders are out.
Oh, wow. Oh, wow. Oh, wow. Okay.
I didn't feel like I could just go maybe, and have one in. I thought I'd have to say someone out, and I'm going to go Islanders because they've played the most games out of everyone, and they're only 3 points up. So I think one of the other teams can make a big trade and push up. I'm just not sure because they don't have Barry Trotz anymore.
But you have Florida as in, who's played 1 less game and 3 less points. The most points you can get with a win is 2 points. So even if they play the same amount of games, the most they could be is still 1 down. But you still believe in your Islanders?
I'm not going to believe in the Islanders.
Oh, yeah, you still believe in your pick for the Islanders, I should say?
Yeah, we'll see.
Okay. I have the Islanders as maybe. I just don't know. I was struggling with this. I didn't want to put them as out because right now the other teams have to win, and more teams during games play their way out than play their way in. So the Islanders having a leg up, even if they played more games, I think is somewhat of an advantageous position. But their lower point percentage definitely makes me wary of that condition.
Yeah, it's risky. I just feel like I could bet against them because I'm not sure. It seems like the Islanders are no longer that team from the Eastern Conference Finals against that Lightning. But I could be wrong. I've definitely called teams out before, and then they'll make an incredible run. So I'm very intrigued with the deadline because there's still Patty Kane, and I'm thinking maybe Patty Kane goes to an Eastern team instead of a Western team.
we'll see. That definitely could happen.
Because you just saw the best team in the NHL load up, and other teams in the East have been loading up. So I think one of these teams decides to make another push.
I think more do than just one. I think there's going to be a widespread push amongst many teams because they see how good Boston is, and they know they need more to play them.
Yeah, that's a good point. So we'll end it there. Thank you for listening to Outsiders Opinions.